Lads, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. My name's Ingood Nick, and in today's video we're going to be starting a little bit of a series where we go up against somebody from a different team in the Premier League and try to do a combined 11 between the two teams. We're going to be going through position by position, having a little bit of discussion about it, and then deciding who's the best goalkeeper, left back, striker from the clubs. So they might be arguing, they might be shouting, they might be screaming, but eventually we will come to an agreement. And in today's video we've got Ed HAGUE-SAUNDERS, who is a Wolves fan. So wish me luck in trying to keep as many players as possible. So for this video today, we've got obviously me, Sheffield United fan, and Ed here today is a Wolves fan.
Up the Wolves, boys.
Up the Wolves. To be honest, one of my really good mates is a Wolves fan, and I've got a lot of time for Nuno and the boys.
Yeah, same with me for Sheffield United, really. They're probably, I'd say they're my second team in the Premier League. Just sort of how they've come up is unbelievable. It's like watching Sheffield United, apart from when we play them, obviously, watching Sheffield United play is so fun to watch. Yeah,
so no, enjoying life in the Premier League. Obviously you guys are doing well as well. Well, I haven't even looked. Where are you in the table? You just below us or just above us?
Sixth, I think. We're just above
sixth, and we're seventh. Yeah,
goal difference.
Yeah, and we've got a game in hand, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously football coming back very soon. Excited. Who's your first game?
We have West Ham away from home. Hopefully we'll be a win.
Yeah, before the season was paused, you'd have probably thought that were a dead cert with how badly West Ham been playing. But same with us, really. Away at Aston Villa, they've lost the last 5 games in the league. So yeah, it's just we've got no idea what's going to happen, have we?
No, it's all up in the air, but it's exciting times to be a football fan, that's for sure.
It is, and I'm not even bothered that I don't get to go to the games. I just want football back in my life.
Yeah,
just want some competitive football to watch.
I just want to be depressed when we lose and over the moon when we win.
As I explained in the intro, we're going to be doing a combined Sheffield United and Wolves team. We're going to try and agree on every position. As obviously we play a 5-3-2, Wolves play sort of like a 4. What did you say before we started this video?
A 3-4-3, but we used to play a 3-5-2. With a cam and 2 strikers, so I think that's the formation we're going to settle on, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what we're going to go for. So we'll leave the manager till the end because that might be quite difficult to decide on.
That'll be the heated one.
Yeah. Before we get into this, what I'm going to just say is I think we should go based on this season alone because we've obviously this is our first season in the Premier League. So first of all, goalkeeper. I've kind of set that one up for Dean Henderson here, haven't I? What are you saying about how has Patricio played this season then?
Patricio's been very good for us this season, but he's sort of like... The thing with Patricio is very error prone, and like you don't know if you're going to... 1 minute he's going to make a world-class save, the next minute he's going to pass it straight to your striker. It's like he's not very confident with the ball at his feet.
Right.
But with Dean Henderson, Dean Henderson's a very good goalkeeper, but I'm not sure, but has he got the experience of Rui Patricio?
He's not got that Premier League experience, but I don't think... I think he's... it looks like he's been playing in the Premier League for 5, 6, 7 years, how well he's played this
agree
season.
On that, yeah.
The thing is with Dean Henderson, he is an excellent goalkeeper, great shot stopper, has been a bit suspect coming out for the ball in the past, but he's made 1 or 2 errors this season, but other than that he's been incredible. Obviously made so many great saves. The defence doesn't really give away too many shots. That's the thing with our team. Dean Henderson isn't great with his feet, I don't think, but he doesn't really need to be because we don't do the whole Man City play from the back, play from the goalkeeper, having strikers bearing down on the keeper and him doing like a Cruyff turn or something. We don't do none of that. If there's any problems, he just gets the ball long. I think he's the second highest clean sheets this season. So I'm going to put a strong case forward for Dean Henderson.
You know what, mate? I think based off this season, I'd give it Dean Henderson. At the back for you, Dean Henderson has been like so vital and so important. So I'm willing to give Dean Henderson that one.
Good. So we've agreed on one. Anyway, so that's a good start. Shall we go for 3 centre backs?
Yeah.
Now, obviously you've got Conor Cody, ex-Blade, quality footballer. Always helps when you've got a central midfielder moving to centre back, because obviously they're a good footballing centre back then, aren't they? So that's good. Who else have you got? Willy Boly?
We've got Willy Boly, who I think is great. And we've also got Romain Saiss, who on his day is up there with one of the best Premier League centre backs, but it's not his day very often. And like, he does make a couple of big mistakes, but he flies into tackles and he's fun to watch. So I don't have a bad word to say about him, really.
Okay, so is Willy Boly's your central centre back, and then Cody and Saiss are like the ball playing centre backs?
So Cody's a centre back, and then Boly's on the left and Saiss on the right. So Cody sort of drops a bit deeper than Boly and Saiss, so he can receive the ball. And I think the reason we play him in the middle is because he can ping a diag 70 yards out to Traore and Jota to get him behind, whereas he couldn't do that if he was playing on the left.
Right, okay. So we've got Jack O'Connell, left centre back. Big, hard, very, very good with the ball at his feet, good going forward. Obviously joins in with the attacks. Him and Ender Stevens down the wing are incredible. Obviously we've got John Egan, he's the perfect kind of central centre back who wins everything in the air. Isn't as good as the other two with his feet, but again doesn't need to be. And then you got Basham, who's just the weirdest footballer on this planet. I think he's kind of your Saiss in a way. He's a bit like Conor Cody, where he's gone from being a central midfielder to being a defender. So obviously he's decent on the ball, but he'll crack out a pirouette every now and again. He'll play someone through with a back heel every now and then. He's just incredible to watch. But if you'd have said he was going to be playing Premier League football and the best football of his career 3, 4, 5 years ago, I'd have been like, you're lying. Who are you going to put forward?
I'm going to put 2 strong cases for Willy Boly and Conor Cody, just because Willy Boly, he's 6 foot 6'5", wins. I don't think I've ever seen him lose a header in my life. Flies into tackles, wins the ball, does everything. He's such a good centre back. And then obviously Conor Cody, just because of the system that we play. I don't think he would be anywhere near good enough in a 4-back, but because of the system we play, he doesn't actually have to do that much defending. He's sort of like a CDM that drops really deep, and his main role in the team is passing and blocking. So I think I'm going to put 2 strong cases forward for those 2, but I can't really put much of a case forward for Saiss compared to your 3 centre backs. If you get what I mean.
This is difficult. Yeah, definitely. This is difficult because I've not seen enough of Willy Boly. I love Conor Cody. I think he's an excellent defender and footballer. I would put Egan forward because Egan has been the rock this season. And it's difficult to say that because obviously we always get, it's always the overlapping centre-backs with us. Everyone always bangs on about them, but no one ever mentions Egan and how strong he's been at the back. So I want to put Egan forward, and I want to put Jack O'Connell forward. I really want to put Bash forward as well, but I can't. I just can't. So I don't think I've seen Willy Boly enough to be like, definitely he deserves to be in there. But seeing as though you gave me Dean Henderson, I'm going to give you Willy Boly.
Okay.
So what do you reckon? Boly, Cody, and Egan?
Yeah, John Egan. I like watching John Egan play. As you say, he doesn't get enough credit, does he?
No, definitely not. The only problem is you've got 2 central centre-backs there, aren't you? In Egan and Cody, but they're not going to be playing together. It doesn't matter. Do you want to go left wing back?
Yeah, okay.
Who's your
left wing back?
And Stevens.
I haven't seen much of Ben Stevens. No, I haven't seen much of him.
Ender Stevens.
Oh, Ender Stevens. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a name I've heard before. That makes sense now.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
For me, Ender Stevens is the second best left back in the whole of the Premier League. I'm putting it out there.
Oof.
Just behind Robbo.
We've got Johnny. Yo, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because Johnny is sort of like he's a bulldog. Like, he just works hard. That's all he does. He works hard and wins tackles and does his job. But if I do have one criticism of Johnny, it's that he plays at left back and he's heavily right-footed. So when he comes to delivering the ball in, he sort of has to shift it back onto his right foot, which does slow us down sometimes. But you know what? If you Ender Stevens, I'm just looking at like photos of him now, and he seems to score quite a few goals. I haven't seen much of him play, but I'll take your word for it because he does look like a good player. Yeah,
absolute baller. He's the goal they scored against Brighton was just incredible. He hit it on the half volley, and it hit. Yeah, I don't know how he managed to find that top corner, but he's got better and better. Like, he were a bit suspect in the Championship in the first season, defensive wise, but he's completely changed. He can play left centre back as well if we want him to. He gets forward, he creates goals, he scores goals. I just think he's brilliant. If you put him in a Liverpool or a Man City team, you would not look out of place at all.
Wow. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for Ender Stevens. I'd heard of him, but I didn't think he was that good. But as I say, I haven't watched much of him this season. I haven't taken an interest in him.
The right wing back spot, I think I've already kind of conceded, even though George Bulldog has had the best season of his life and he's been so good. He's come on leaps and bounds, George Bulldog. He's been brilliant this season. And it pains me to concede, but I know we're only going on this season, but obviously Matt Doherty was brilliant last season. And this season, I'm just looking, and Matt Doherty, wait a second, let me just
He's got some mad stats, hasn't he? I think something like that. And he's crucial to the way we play as well. Like, without both Johnny and Doherty, we would be half the team we are, and just without those two players, just because they overlap so well, and they overlap and underlap, and the runs they make just baffle the opposition defenders. It's stupid. It's crazy. I didn't know fullbacks could be that influential.
I know. Well, that's the same with us. The two fullbacks are incredible, and they don't get enough praise on like Match of the Day and stuff. It's always about the overlapping centre backs, but no one talks about Stevens and Bulldog. Anyway, what I was going to say was Matt Doherty has got 6 goals, 2 assists this season. Our two top goal scorers have only got 5. And that just shows. So you can have Matt Doherty, not a problem at all. And he scored against us.
Yeah, he comes up with big goals, mate. Manchester City drawing 2-2 in the last couple of minutes. He came up with that goal as well. So yeah, I'm glad Doc's in there. I'm glad Doc's in there.
He deserves it. Has he ever smiled, by the way? I don't think I've ever seen his face.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen him smile.
No, every time he scores, he just has a scowl on his face.
Yeah.
Like he's just conceded a goal rather than scored a goal. So we've got 3 midfielders to go for now. From like kind of just watching Wolves on Match of the Day and stuff. Neves and Moutinho?
Yeah, Neves and Moutinho. And then
anyone
the third
else?
one I'll put forward is Dendoncker.
It's really difficult to kind of go up against those when obviously they're worth a lot of money and stuff. I know Moutinho's coming towards the end of his career. But he's brilliant for you, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the magician. I don't think I said in one of my previous videos that he hasn't put a foot wrong. Like since coming to the club, he hasn't had a bad game. He's always Mr. Consistent and just world class. Like you can tell he's played in the Champions League for Monaco and teams like that. He's just a level above.
What about Neves this season? How's Neves done? Because obviously he was incredible in the Championship. He was brilliant the first season in the Prem, but not heard too much about him this season.
It's been a season of 2 halves for Neves, I'd say, because the first half of the season, we were playing in a way where sort of Neves would drop so deep, sort of like he'd be like 5 metres in front of Cody, and Cody's like the deepest player in the pitch. So Neves would drop deep, receive the ball, and pass it out. Whereas in the second half of the season, Neves had sort of pushed on a bit and sort of been in the centre of midfield and been linking the defence into the attack, which is what he was doing in the Championship. Whereas the first half of the season, he was sort of getting it from the defence and then passing it, because he was so deep. He was passing it to the fullbacks, if you get me. But Neves is Neves. He's been brilliant all season, but the second half of the season he's just been top quality.
Okay, fair enough. Difficult to go up against that, but I'm gonna try.
Good luck.
John Fleck's been our best player this season by far for me. He's just one of them players that just always makes something happen. Like in the Championship, in League One, he was great, but this season, because we don't play that cam, we just play three kind of centre midfielders. We've got Norwood, who drops in and pings the ball left and right, and then we've got Fleck on the left and either Lundstrom or Sander Berger on the right that kind of get up and down, try and get up to support the attackers. And Fleck's just been, he's been an attacking midfielder, he's been a central midfielder, and he's been a defensive midfielder at times. He's just done everything this season for me. So the two that I would put, Lundstrom's been great. Lundstrom scored goals so much better than we ever could have expected, because he barely played a game in the Championship, and it's just been really weird how he's just appeared in the team and just done really well. Yeah, it's just, I think the Premier League football just suits him so much better than the Championship did. I'm not going to put Lundstrom forward. I'm going to put Norwood forward, because Norwood's passing is just, it's just the same as Neves's, really. He can pick a pass from anywhere on the pitch. But his defensive work this season has really improved. I think I'm fighting a losing battle, but I'd really like to put Fleck in there, at least.
Mate, I'm just watching a compilation of John Fleck, sort of here while you're speaking. The way he
I was just going to say that word, glide, then. Yeah.
Players is ridiculous. Like, he picks the ball up and just beats 2 or 3 men and then passes it off. It's crazy. I didn't really know he had that in his locker, but yeah, I'm happy to put John Fleck in there, definitely, because this compilation alone, like, I know it's a compilation of everything, but like, you can see from what have I watched? I've watched 2 minutes of this. You can see how influential he is for your team, just the way he runs with the ball and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm happy to put John Fleck in there, but I would like Neves and Moutinho in there just because.
Okay, so obviously there we've gone for John Fleck from Sheffield United. It's hard to really complain about Moutinho and Neves, so we're going to go with those three. And now we're on to the attackers. I'm struggling here. I'm really struggling because looking at Wolverhampton Wanderers top scorers on BBC Sport, Jimenez 16 goals, 9 assists. Jota 12 goals, 1 assist. Our strikers are nowhere near yours. We've got John Fleck on 5 goals and 2 assists. Mousse on 5 goals and 4 assists. And then McBurney's got 4, Sharp's got 4. That's it. Yeah. Mousse, for 1 month, I would put him in. But he's been...
For 1 month, I
for
remember
one,
that month.
Yeah.
That was the month he played at us, I think, because he scored against us, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was beautiful, that goal as well. Ball came across and he did like a mid-air Cruyff turn.
Oh, man, I still remember that.
What a goal. Yeah, he's one of these players, Mousse, that if he played like that all the time, he wouldn't be playing for Sheffield United. He'd be a 40, 50 million pound striker and he'd be playing in Champions League. Obviously, that's the reason why they're not, because they're inconsistent. We just need to get him fit, because he can't play more than about 60 minutes, if that. It's really frustrating because he's so good when he's good. But we've got Ollie McBurney that's, obviously we signed him for 20 million, but we got a bit done over there. We had to sign a striker, and he's probably not worth more than about 10, 15 million, I wouldn't have said. But he's done all right this season. He's definitely got better. Billy Sharp's just been better than what we expected, I think. Yeah, that's about it, really. So go on, put him in.
Obviously, we got Raul, who is Raul. He does so much more than like the average striker. He drops deep. drops deep and sprays the ball. You can see he's got 9 assists or whatever you said there, 16 goals, 9 assists. Just shows sort of how influential he is for the side. And I think there was a period where we didn't really play Raul, sort of because he was injured or needed a rest because he was playing for Mexico. And we struggled so much. We struggled so much to get anything going. And it just shows how much he links the play up with, obviously, Jota and Traore.
I was thinking just then, obviously, before we started talking, I was thinking, is it going to be, are we going to play 5-3-2 or are we going to play how you play? And then I was thinking, Jota's definitely got to go in there. And Raul Jimenez has definitely got to go in there. And then as I was looking through your goal scorers, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about Traore. Jesus, he's had a good season this season.
He's had a great season, yeah. But I think for the system we're playing, I'd leave Traore on the bench because he's not a striker. He's a winger. I don't think you can really look past Raul and Jota, if I'm honest.
No.
Maybe McBurney, but as you say.
I'd put in Mousse before McBurney, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Looking back on this, I think I've given you way too many players, and I think I'm putting a case forward for Jack O'Connell to come in at centre back because we've kept so many clean sheets this season. I think if I can put Jack O'Connell there and take Willy Bolly out, what do you think? Would you go with that?
You know what, mate? I'd say take Connor Cody out, put John Egan centre back, and leave Willy Bolly and Jack O'Connell.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'd say Willy Bolly's better than Connor Cody in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
As a centre back. Especially if we've got 2 supposed centre backs. I'd say do that.
Fair enough. That's fine. We're both in a similar position, aren't we? And if we win our game in hand, we go above you. So I felt like I was giving you way too many players here. But I think our defence has been better and your attack has been far better. So I think that's probably about right. So we've ended up with Dean Henderson in goal, Matt Doherty at right wing back, Andy Stevens at left wing back, Willy Bolly, John Egan and Jack O'Connell in defence, John Fleck, Ruben Neves and João Moutinho in the midfield, and Jota and Jimenez up front.
We're pretty even there, to be fair. I think we've made a good side.
We've come to the manager, so I don't think we're gonna come out of this without being battered and bruised. So
no. Unless
you want to concede to Chris Wilder, then I think we're gonna have to leave it as joint managers.
I think if we had to make a choice, I'd say Chris Wilder, but I do just want to say that I think if we're doing it off this season, I'd say Chris Wilder, but if we're doing it because he's taken you from League One, hasn't he? Oh.
He has. And not just that, in League Two, he took Northampton. He won the league with Northampton with 99 points. Then he won League One with 100 points with us. Then we had one season in the Championship where we were top of the league for a little bit, and then obviously we came up last season with not spending much money at all. I think John Egan 4 million, Ollie Norwood 2, so Fleck 3. Jack O'Connell, very little. Spent very little money as well. So, and then look where we are now. So, did I hear you conceding to Chris Wilder there?
Mate, I'm not gonna say it. You're just gonna have to say that he's the manager. I ain't gonna concede. But I do just want to say Nuno has sort of like the way that he coaches players. I think the prime example is Traore this season. The way that he coaches players is fantastic. I don't think I've seen a manager ever like that before. The amount that Traore has come on this season, and I'm using him as a prime example, but not just Traore, sort of every player. The way that Traore has improved this season, last season he scored 2 goals and got 3 assists in the whole season. He did that in the first, 5-10 games this season, and his final product has just like doubled, tripled in quality. But as much as it pains me to say, you can't really look past Chris Wilder and what he's done, not just this season, but for five plus years.
Just shows that a lot of pundits are putting him up against Klopp for the manager of the year.
Yeah.
And who'd have thought anyone would have got near Klopp this year with how well Liverpool's done?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, that gives us 6 each then, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
So-
Nice way to end.
So thanks for joining us today, Ed. Do you want to quickly shout your own channel out?
So my channel is called Ed HAGUE-SAUNDERS. It's basically a football channel. I basically talk about football. I do football vlogs on there. Anything to do with football, share my opinions, stuff like that. I do that on there. So if you are a football fan, I assume you are watching this channel. Give me a check out. That would mean a lot.
So thanks for joining us.
No worries, mate. No worries. It's been a pleasure.
Stay good, Nick.